name is Dave Jones with Delta Airport Consultants, and we're the airport engineer for the borough of Pottstown here at the Pottstown Municipal Airport. We've recently completed a rejuvenation project of the runway, and we pursued that project because the runway pavement was significantly older, has tremendous numbers of cracks, and was in need of some rehabilitation. We had pursued funding to overlay or reconstruct the runway project, but the funding was not available to do that. So we chose to do a rejuvenation project to help extend the life of the pavement to get us a little further on to a point where monies can be made available to reconstruct it or just overlay it. Yes, the EB44A was the current specification that was out and approved by the FAA at the time we started the project. And we deemed it appropriate for this project for a number of reasons. It was not only going to just provide a protective barrier for the pavement out here, but it would also enhance the pavement by putting rejuvenating material back in it to reliven the pavement, basically. It was very influential. As we looked at that airport, which we at the time knew had been constructed about 10 years earlier, and at the time I believe 2 rejuvenators had been applied to that pavement, I was amazed at the fact that there wasn't a single reflective crack or any type of crack up through the pavement surface due to any of the paving lanes, etc. And the fact that it also, through the 10 years, had held its color, which allows much greater visibility and obscurity to the pilots as they're flying around locating the airports. The expectations were basically that we would get not just a protective barrier to the pavement, but something that would allow it to have some new life, prevent future cracking, and basically extend the life to the point that we would be able to obtain money in the future to reconstruct or rehabilitate it. Obviously, we had the ancillary desire for the runway to be more visible, the markings to stand out more as they had been significantly oxidized, the pavement had at this point. And we readily achieved the visual improvements to the airport. Based on what we saw at Northumberland, we believe we will achieve the rejuvenation or the increased length of life of the pavement in time. We're going to watch that and monitor it and see. This is obviously the first rejuvenation project we've been involved with, but we've been impressed with what we've seen. Well, I think as we've seen Northumberland and as we're monitoring this project, it's something that I've already been recommending or suggesting to many of our clients to help extend the lives of their existing pavements. Money is getting harder and harder to come by, and coming up with enough money to overlay or reconstruct pavements is much more difficult. So if we can do more cost-effective maintenance programs in between to extend the lives of those pavements, it helps reduce the total costs of maintaining the airport down the road. We already have. We've shared it with the Chester County Airport in Chester County, Pennsylvania. They have already used it and incorporated it into a taxi lane project at their airport. We've also shared it with some engineers out in western Pennsylvania, and we understand that they're looking at using it on a project or 2 of theirs. So absolutely, we are talking with different folks in the industry.
With the revitalization of the borough itself, one of our objectives was to revitalize the airport. And to get that accomplished, we needed to address the airfield and the runway specifically. Mr. Jones from Delta Airport Consultants brought this particular product and recommendation to us. We discussed it in airport committee, and we elected that because of the cost as compared to the efficiency that we would recognize from this particular product over having an overlay done, we would go with this. It improves the look of our field. It refurbed the runway itself, and it was a product that we were glad we decided to go with. Very happy with the final result. Not only myself as a project manager, but also those who come to our field, both the residents, people that have their aircraft based here, and all of the visitors to our field. Yes, we would share it with them, and we have shared it with both Chester County Airport and Brandywine. And I anticipate that I'm going to be sharing this particular experience with a lot of my comrades down at the aviation conference in a few weeks in Philly.